What's up, guys? This is Dennis with Luke Zan Jewelry. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm out here in natural sunlight with the 4.9 millimeter moon cut chain at 22 inches. This is a chain that really shows what it can do once you get it outside and moving. So I want to walk you through the whole design today, how it's built, why it shines the way it does, and the 22-inch length actually wears, and who is this chain really for. By the end of this video, you understand exactly what you're looking at when you see a moon cut chain. The moon cut has a round bead style look. Each link has that rounded bead profile running down the length of the chain. So instead of that flat surface lying against you, you've got a continuous row of rounded formed beads. That rounded shape is the foundation for everything else this chain does, both the way it sits and the way it catches light. Now layer the diamond cuts on top of that. Diamond cutting is exactly what it sounds like, a precise cut made into the surface of the 925 sterling silver, carving small cuts into the metal. Each one of those little cuts acts like a tiny mirror. A smooth uncut chain reflects light in a soft, even way. One general shine across the surface. A diamond cut chain breaks that surface into dozens of little reflective cuts, and each cut catches light from its own angle. So instead of one soft glow, you get a field of bright sparkle across the chain. And on the moon cut, you're getting that sparkle because of the way it is manufactured and designed. Now, this is where the two features feed each other. Because the design is round and the bead style, the chain does not lock flat against you. It sits and it rolls a little with any movement. So as I'm walking, turning, or just shifting around out here, the chain rolls, and every time it rolls, it turns a fresh set of those diamond cuts toward the sun. The cuts are what catches the light, and the rolling keeps feeding them new angles. So you get a steady, active shine off normal movement without doing anything to make it happen. A flat chain gives you its shine and most likely holds it. This one keeps refreshing the shine as long as you're moving, because the surface facing the light is always changing. And that is exactly why I want to show this one outside. In a studio under control lighting, you can see the detail of the cuts, and that's useful, but a chain like this is built for real light and real movement. Out here in direct sunlight, every roll of the chain sends those cuts flashing. When the light goes a little softer, like when a cloud passes by, the chain settles into a cleaner, more even shine, and you can see the rounded bead shape more clearly. And you only really understand a chain like this when you see it shifting between them in natural light. And so guys, the timing of this filming, it was cloudy outside, so I tried my best to just wait for the sun to come out, but it just never did, so it was a little bit cloudy. Now at 4.9 millimeters, this chain sits in a really comfortable middle ground. It is not a thin, delicate chain that disappears unless someone's standing close, and it is not a heavy, oversized statement piece that takes over the whole outfit. It has enough body to be noticed right away, especially with all the shine the diamond cuts are throwing, but it still wears easy enough for everyday use. And this is the part a lot of guys miss with a high shine design like the moon cut. You don't need a huge width to get presence. The cutting and the rounded shape are already doing the work of making the chain pop. So 4.9 millimeters gives you plenty of visual weight without forcing you into something bulky. Now moving on, I am wearing this at 22 inches, and that length gives you a clean drop on the chest. It doesn't ride high and tight around the neck, and it doesn't fall too low. For a lot of guys, 22 inches is that reliable everyday length. It sits well on the average to larger build, and it gives the chain a little bit more room to move, which matters a lot with this design. The shine on the moon cut comes alive with the movement, so you want a length that lets the chain roll and shift naturally as you walk. At 22 inches, you get that. The chain has space to do its thing instead of sitting locked in one spot. If you're a slimmer or shorter build, you might prefer 20 inches for a higher sit. If you're a bigger guy or you want it lower on the chest, 24 inches gives you that. But 22 is the length I reach for most often, and on this chain, it lets the design breathe. I've got it on a black crew neck today, and that's on purpose. A dark top makes the 925 sterling silver pop, and just as important, it lets you judge the real size of the chain from a normal viewing distance. This is one of the hardest things to figure out when you're shopping online. A chain laid flat on a white background can look like a completely different size than it does on person. Out here on the body against the black, you can see the 4.9 millimeter is clearly noticeable, but not too much. And you can see exactly where the 22 inch lands on the chest. That's a far more honest read than any product photo can give you. Now guys, like always, I like to mention where these chains are manufactured. This is solid sterling silver 925, and it is made in Italy. The 925 means the metal is 92.5% pure silver, which is the standard for quality sterling silver jewelry. Now moving on, the moon cut is a hollow design, and that's worth understanding because it's a big part of why this chain wears the way it does. Hollow construction chain lets you get that bigger rounded bead style look, and all the diamond cut shines while keeping the chain light and comfortable on the neck. You get that visual size and the brightness without the heavy feel you get from a solid chain at this same width. And it's still genuine 925 sterling silver, just built in a way that gives you more presence and shine in an easy everyday wearable chain. And just a side note, this chain is hollow because of the way that it is manufactured and the way that it's movable across the whole chain. Now, this chain really fits two kind of guys. If you're the kind of guy who appreciates the detail in a piece, who wants to understand how it's made and why it looks the way it does, this chain rewards that. There's real craftsmanship in the diamond cutting, the bead style build, and the way that it's manufactured for it to be movable. And if you're more of an everyday wearer who just wants something clean, masculine, and a little brighter than the basic, this chain gives you that too without any fuss. It's an easy everyday chain to wear and a hard one to ignore. Now, bringing it back to the design one more time, the 4.9mm width gives it presence, the 22-inch length gives it a comfortable everyday drop, and the Italian 925 sterling silver gives it that solid weight and brightness. But it's the round beaded style shape and the diamond cuts working together to make this chain design what it is. And so guys, that's it for this video. I basically wanted to give you guys a better visual on how this chain actually looks like compared to just going to the website and seeing a chain with a white background. Like always, if you can, put the fire emoji, the wave emoji in the comments below, just letting me know that you watched this video all the way to the end. Much love, respect, and I'll see you guys in the next video.